अंधा बनाने का धंधा, is it?
अंधे बना लो, धंधा बहुत अच्छा चलेगा.
Let's start with what it means, then we'll see how it has changed in time. What does it mean to you?
Brand loyalty to me means that a brand has won your trust. It's as simple as that. Therefore, you can vouch for them because they will give you the same experience time and again.
So it has an experience factor and a time factor.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be, if you're talking about automotive products, it can be time, of course, but it's also through the ladder that you move up in the brand. You will feel the same experience or a richer experience, but in the same vein, you will get a better experience, if
Okay.
not the same experience from that brand. That they're working for you to deliver what you like and do it better every time.
Which sounds like a good thing, no? Why is it sounding like there's a problem with it?
Now you tell me, why could that be a problem?
I don't know. You brought it up, so I'm waiting to hear your perspective first. Then I'll refute it, of course.
So today, I think, I'll tell you why I think brand loyalty has become a problem. Because we buy into the idea that the brands will always stay the same. And nothing ever stays the same.
Sure.
Intentionally, unintentionally. And because of this, at times you continue to buy into the image of a particular brand way past it having had held on to those values.
Okay.
And I can give you a very clear example of this from early on in this life of ours.
Okay.
The BMWs were always known to be the ultimate driving machine.
Correct.
Right? Now the 3 Series was always regarded as the driver's car. Right? But there was a long time in between when we went on talking about BMW steerings and how sporty it feels when it had already gone. The steering had stopped feeling like what BMWs were known for, that specialness that you would feel. We went on talking about it, and the thing was that it was taboo to have a different opinion altogether. And I remember at that point in time, I used to find that the C-Class steering, it wasn't as weighty and as sporty in those characteristics, but it was a cleaner feel. It was a better driving experience because it was more predictable. It took 5-6 years more, I think, for people to actually get around to publicly admitting, it's not that much fun anymore. So it takes time for these things to kind of settle in because you bought into the image and you're still trying to match that image to the reality today, and it doesn't, and that dissonance is something that you can't reconcile immediately. You're like, no, how can it be? How can it be? This is what it's meant to be. And people get caught in that trap. Like, for instance, in two-wheelers, the KTMs, the 390 Duke, love it. Like, it was the bike for us, the first gen, right? And then the Adventure was like, that's not a KTM. And I remember that first ride, we've spoken about it before, it was such a shock. Like, it felt like everything that we understood KTM to be up until that point, which we've always said was like the 390 Duke, why it has always been special is it was like this friend reaching out a hand to you and you are below it and saying, come along, I'll take you to a higher plane. And the Adventure did the opposite.
The Adventure said, what's a higher plane? Why do we need to go there?
So that conflict to resolve, to just wrap your head around can be quite difficult.
When things change and somebody perceives a change, you have to remember that you are the first in a wave that will come. And the first in the wave is not always a pleasant place to be. Like when Copernicus said that the sun is the center of the, he was not encouraged. It's the same problem. They'll catch up to you and that's okay. Somebody has to lead and somebody has to follow. I mean, I think it's completely okay.
Hang on a second. I don't know if you're planning to troll us or to tell us that you love us. But before you do either of that, I'd suggest heading over to the main MotorInc channel, watch this entire video, get the fuller picture, and talk to us there. That'll really help.